Good luck, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful Shabbos. We spoke before Shabbos. The last time it was on Thursday. We spoke about the purpose of a blech, and we spoke about the blech being necessary in order to leave food on the fire at the beginning of Shabbos. I mentioned that the other purpose of a blech is in order to take food from the pot on Shabbos. We're going a little bit out of sequence over here because we're jumping to on Shabbos, but since we're talking about a blech, so we'll continue talking about a blech a little bit. If you want to take food from the fire on Shabbos, the most common application would be you want some cholent on Friday night. So you want to take some cholent on Friday night, and you obviously want to put the cholent back on the fire so you can have it Shabbos morning. This is what's called chazara. Chazara means to return. You're returning the pot to the fire on Shabbos. Now, in order to do chazara, there are a few conditions which have to be met. Number one, the food has to be fully cooked. Obviously, the food has to be fully cooked. If the food is not fully cooked, then when you're returning the pot to the fire on Shabbos, that would be bishul daraisa. So you have to be 100% certain that the food is fully cooked. Assuming that the food is fully cooked, number two, you need to have a blech. If you want to take the pot off the fire, scoop some cholent out, and return it to the fire, you must have a blech. If it's a flame, so we have the hard metal sheet that we call a blech. If it's a crock pot, you have some silver foil there to form a blech. So you need to have that it's fully cooked for sure. You need to have a blech. In addition, you need to have two conditions. In addition to two conditions that you need. Number one, you need to have in mind before you take it off that you're going to put it back on. Number two, again, you need to have in mind before you take it off you're going to put it back on. Number two, you need that you should not put it down. You should not put down the pot when you're taking it off. If you're missing one or either of these two conditions, so that's a shiloh. It's a little bit too complex to get into the details over here in a short share. You can feel free to talk to me about it privately, but that is, ideally you're gonna meet all of these conditions. So having in mind is pretty simple. You have in mind before you take it off that you're gonna put it back on. The other one, I brought a crack bit over here for a little demonstration. If you have two people, then it's really simple. You take the crock pot off the fire, and somebody else will come and remove the cover and scoop out some cholent, and then you'll put it back on. That's really easy. But what happens if it's like late Friday night, you're by yourself, you want to take some cholent by yourself, so that's where it gets a little tricky. So you're going to take it off. Obviously, the question is how you're going to do it. We only have two hands, and you need three, because you need two to hold it and one to scoop out the cholent. The answer is that you would take it off with two hands, and you would put it at the edge of the table or counter like this. If you see the way that my hand is in such a way where I'm holding with just one hand. If I would leave go of it with this hand, it would fall. So that's considered as if I'm still holding it. So you could take it off with two hands, and then release one hand, and then put it at the end of the table, release this hand, and then use this hand to take the cover off, and scoop some cholent out, and then you'll put the cover back on, grab it with two hands, and put it back on the blech. That would be the way to do chazara. Keep in mind that this only works if you have a crock pot. But to put it back into the oven, chazara is not okay. Chazara is to put it on top of the fire, but not to return something to an oven. Okay, have a great day, and Mr. Shem, we'll continue tomorrow.